Now.
Justice, what do we want?
Justice.
When do we want it?
Now.
Dignity, what do we want?
Dignity.
When do we want it?
Now.
Equality, what do we want?
Equality.
When do we want it?
Now.
Survival, what do we want?
Survival.
When do we want it?
Now.
When do we want it?
Now.
Survival, what do we want?
Don't worry, I got you.
When do we want it?
Now.
Justice, what do we want?
Justice.
Women in the Occupy movement.
We are women in the Occupy movement.
Women and children are the majority of the 99%.
Women and children are the majority of the 99%.
Corporations get more welfare.
Corporations get more welfare
And do less work than we do.
and do less work than we do.
The 1% doesn't have to be certified.
The 1% doesn't have to be certified.
Their benefits every 6 months.
Their benefits every 6 months.
We women have the right to provide for our families.
We women have the right to provide for our families.
We deserve to be treated with dignity and respect.
We deserve to be treated with dignity and respect.
We have a right to food.
We have a right to food.
We have a right to safe and warm housing.
We have a right to safe and warm
We
housing.
have the right to be heard.
We have the right to be heard.
Women, stand up for your rights.
Women stand up for your rights.
Let's get the camera out of here.
Inside, we did the same chant that you guys did outside, and it was well received, and everybody in the crowd seemed really happy. So that was what happened, and we got escorted out, basically, once we started, and they were like, nope, none of this in here, no protesting in here. Not protesting, we're just talking about our needs and our rights, and our right to survive, and our right to receive just as much support and as corporations do. But banks are too big to fail. No woman, no individual woman is not important enough to not fail. Every woman is important enough to support. I don't know, how many of you have walked into DSS and not been treated like a human being? How many of you have been treated like a second-class citizen when you walk into DSS? And so these masks also symbolize that fact, that we are just social security numbers to these folks. So we are also demanding that we are treated with dignity and with respect. Hunger, homelessness, incarceration, poverty, racism, unemployment, deportation, medical neglect, and economic exploitations are forms of systematic violence against women.
DSS makes us feel like we don't have the right to survive and our families don't have the right to survive. We come because the system of inequality does not allow us to provide decently for ourselves and our families, and when we come here, DSS makes us feel as if it's our fault. We stand here in solidarity with our sisters around the world who also are exploited by the same 1% that we are exploited by, and who also are not permitted to provide decently for themselves and their families. We say, women choose to survive.
Women choose to survive.
Women will stand up for our rights.
Women will stand up for our rights.
Women will stand up to the 1%.
Women will stand up to the 1%.
Women demand justice.
Women